Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Let It Die. I am your friendly neighborhood Grin here, back with a hell of a tale of fear, horror, and sadness, and a touch of hope. Anyways, regardless, ladies and gentlemen, in the last part, as well as many times, we have had this overarching goal / hellish nightmare hanging overhead, which is to kill Red Napalm so that I could attain my grade 6 fighter, as well as her awesome gun, which is notorious for being incredibly strong. So alas, enough time has passed to where I feel not confident, but you know, alive enough to feel like we should try this. We've tried this many times in the past, and I died all the while. So this time around, we've been grinding, getting more decals and all that stuff, and I finally felt like, okay, we took a long break from Let It Die. I've healed, I've grown. I'm kind of the same, but we were going back full bore. So I set my sights back on Red Napalm to see if we are now strong enough to kill her. But of course, I do my due diligence, so I went to YouTube and typed in 1,000 different ways on how they took down Red Napalm on specifically Nightmare. So alas, fast forward 2 or 3 hours of me watching YouTube videos of people nuking down Red Napalm, I came to the deduction that they mainly use 2 methods. Method 1 is the lightning wand. Let us just see how this works. Now, I'm pretty sure this is playing off of the fact that the lightning wand just happens to be really crit based, so it attacks so quickly, as well as has such a giant reserve of ammunition that you can basically just hold it down and hope for the best, and you're going to be doing a ton of damage that way. As well as, like I said, it can crit severely, so if you have a shooter class, and if you have a couple decals that are about critical chance and stuff like that, then you can maybe make something happen. Yeah, as you guys are seeing, no, I don't know what I did wrong. I am hurt, I feel lied to, and just generally sad. You see, in a lot of videos I've seen people do this method, people even went even less powerful than I am. So I don't know if they nerfed something. Like I seen a person beat Red Napalm with a grade 3 character, using just, I think it was like +4 weapons. It wasn't like +9. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know why the damage is just not there. Have they like, did I miss something and they did nerf the lightning wand, or am I just not having the right decals that those people maybe did? I looked and I have almost the same decals, if not more, in some cases, at least when it comes to the lightning wand kind of strat. So yeah, just we failed horribly. And at this point, good old despair, doubt, and horror started to set into my brain, and I thought, oh great, oh yay, I'm gonna have to make another video about how Red Napalm stomped on my face. This is just good. I'm so sad. I told you guys I'd come back stronger and we'd do it, and oh god. So then I took a deep breath and I thought, you know, Grin, we still got some energy in us, you know, a little bit of fight. So I thought, okay, let's look at the next couple methods. Now, this is the method that I think by far is what majority of people use. It has to do with the bowling crusher. Now, the method is very simple. Essentially, you're playing off of the not overpowered, but very strong nature of the bowling crusher's rage move. So essentially, you're going to compensate with rat shrooms to constantly keep buffing yourself with more rage, and then using the traditional slowdown shrooms to kind of nerf her. And yes, by the way, I'll go into that when we're maybe talking about something that's not just a nightmare. Anyways, about like what we're doing the guide portion of the video as well. But for right now, it's story time. Also just a very sad story, but for right now at least. Okay, so yes, as you guys can see, again, having done the math on the decals, I thought I was like maybe 5% attack lower than a lot of the videos I've seen of people killing her with the thing, and I'm even +4 in my bowling crusher. So I'm just kind of, I don't know, man. I don't know why it's just not dealing enough damage. I thought for sure I had in this instance, I thought I for sure had more damage than the previous instance. But alas, I guess not. So again, I don't know if I'm just missing decals, or if maybe my fighter, like the roll of my dexterity, or in this instance, it's my strength striker class. If the roll that I got on those people are just so bad in terms of strength, I do not know. Yeah, all I know is that no, it was not enough damage, or if in the videos I've seen of people doing it, they had an insane fun shot and that somehow got pulled into the fray. I do not know. Yeah, so yes, as you guys can see, we're just hiding, and yes, we keep hitting her, and again, the invisible phase is like this solid period of unknown hope, and then you finally, she becomes uninvisible, and you're able, or visible is just a way of saying it, visible, and you're like, oh, her health bar is quarter of what I seen other people do. Oh god. Yeah, so when you see videos of other people do it, they're like, oh, I got her down to half in this amount of time, and then for me, I'm like, oh, she's a quarter of that, like a quarter of their quarter. Okay. Oh, this is not good. Good thing I brought more, right? Good thing I brought more shrooms to do like a double rotation and stuff. That'll hopefully make up for my severe lack of power, despite I thought I did things correctly. Regardless, let's just speed this up and yes. Again, the bowling crusher mode I don't really like, because I don't know where, like right here, instances like that, she just was gone. Like I didn't know where she was. I was hopeless. My bowling ball is like just firing at the wall, doing nothing. Also, I don't know, maybe it's a partially getting unlucky, because she just keeps doing those waves, like those sonic waves that just keep knocking me back, like lowering the opening that we are made for ourselves with those umbrella shrooms and stuff like that. I don't know. As you guys can see, not a lot of progress. We just flat failed. Yep, again, welcome to sadness. No, we did not win, not even a little. We got halfway, and I used double the resources that everyone else did, because I was worried that I wasn't gonna have enough damage. So of course I compensated with that with giving us more rotations, but all the while it wasn't enough. Again, even though I did take that due diligence of preparing more, no. So again, failure. Just a big old plate of failure. And this is my dude's Sunday. This is Sunday day. It is past. I'm sad. I feel like, oh yay, I'm gonna have to make that video about how I'm not gonna be able to. All right, I've tried to fight Red Napalm, and guess what? 3 years in, we're still not there, baby. Just have gotten so unlucky with decals and all that shit. Nah, fam, we're still not able to take down this person. Go team, yay! I hate everything. So yeah. But then again, wallowing in my sadness, Wednesday found its way to me. So we were eligible to fight Red Napalm again for free, at least. So I thought, okay, I have some time on Wednesday, which is nice, just a random break in the world. Okay, let's try to look up other methods that people have done killing Red Napalm. And one of the methods I seen was good old KAMAS, good old assault rifle god tier nonsense, right there. And I was like, oh, okay. But every time I look into these like guides, whether it be going through Reddit, going through YouTube videos, it's always showing people with like insanely high level decals blitzing her down in 2 seconds. And I'm like, okay, this is not a good barometer for what is possible and what is the barrier of entry. Also, who gets that lucky to get all fucking 8 of those decals at once? I'm sorry, that's not me. I can change my fate. Regardless, I found a video which was actually pretty helpful. It was a person with a +9 KAMAS, which conveniently is the level that I've leveled up my KAMAS to, which is honestly a lot. That's a lot. I'm sorry to anybody who's looking at me as a guide person. I apologize that's... I apologize dearly that is the barrier of entry, the bar that you need to hit, because that's a lot. That's like you basically need to get I didn't get there because I climbed Tengeku. I just got there because I was playing for a while, and gold or platinum bags have a chance of giving you like gold tier medals, or like yellow medals. Anyways. Regardless, yes, I seen one that I thought, oh, okay, this looks pretty substantial. So with a broken heart, with a shattered mind, I thought, let's try this, because why not? I have no hope. I'm just gonna flip the coin and see what happens. So at last we go in there with our KAMAS ready, mimicking the footsteps that I've seen in 1,000 videos of people doing the KAMAS kind of run. Also, side thing, I thought the KAMAS bullets, pierce weapons, if you will, was a big no-no, because fucking Red Napalm is resistant to shit against guns. As you guys can see, this method, holy moly, we're able to do it, baby. So in the pit of my despair and agony, oh god, we found a bit of oxygen and breath. And again, ladies and gentlemen, look, there's hope. There's hope, all right? There's a clear window. She's not like sonic booming me 7 times. Also, she's getting staggered, I think, by the overwhelming damage, which is just nice. But alas, yes, this is the moment where my heart stopped and I was like, oh god, no. And then I'm like, should I shoot? Ah, fuck it, I gotta try. And then boom, we got our very first victory on our girl, Red Napalm. So we nuked her down, and we got 1 kill on Red Napalm. So I was like, ho, let us see what we have attained from slaying this horrid beast. So alas, I go and open the chest, and yes, I get medals. Now, very, very annoyed. I'm like, oh great, I get medal. Not a blueprint of any kind, just the medal type. Go team. Okay. Anyways, so for the quest, in order for you to get your skill master character, a grade of fighter or whatever, you need to, of course, beat Red Napalm twice on Nightmare. So I was like, okay, I've grinded up some money to do this. We should have a fair opening to try and kill Red Napalm. Good. So then I did it again. And lo and behold, even though every time we've beaten it, you guys can tell it's like by the skin of our teeth, but weirdly enough, it's how it works. Weirdly enough, like it's not like I overcompensate. It's just like we just thread the needle, somehow. Each time. Regardless, we kill her one more time. Boom, bam, we have our skill fighter. Now, what kind of glorious reward will we have? Oh, boom, look at that. Wow, I was surprised. It actually is a blueprint. That's impressive. Regardless, we go downstairs and we go to check what it is, and it is, unless I didn't record it. No, I recorded this one. It is the pants. The pants, I'm not going to say anything, but I'm very happy that it was the pants. I prefer maybe I'm an ass man. Don't want to talk about it. Anyways, moving on. Alas, a slight win. Well, it's a better win. But the golden win is, of course, the Red Napalm's iconic amalgamation of weaponry smashed into a weird chain gun. I don't know what it's called. Regardless, her weapon is what we're after. So of course I was like, okay, well, at least it's a blueprint. Kind of a slight win. Neat. So then the whole day went by. I'm pretty chipper at this point. I went from feeling despair, hopelessness, and sorrow to like, holy God, come on, baby. I mean, I hate it, but I'm also happy that I got past the encounter. So cool. Regardless, I was at the end of the night, I was like, you know what? I got one more in me. Let's do it. So then I went in, got all the things I needed, farmed some mushrooms again. Boom, bam. We're off to the races, okay? We're fighting her for the 3rd time for just the blueprint stuff. Feels good to be out of the wheelhouse of grinding for fighters. Regardless, boom, bam. As you guys see this, hopefully this has been playing out the whole time. We eventually nuked down Red Napalm once again, okay? And lo and behold, we get another blueprint. So, actually, yep, okay, well, yeah, we got the gun. I don't think I recorded it, because I was just kind of like, I'll probably get another chess piece. Also, I don't want to have just an unreasonably long gameplay when it was not necessary. We'll make a video about it, and I'll show you guys my findings. It might be weird seeing a dude in like a thong, but let's not judge, all right? Let's just, deal with it, okay? Regardless, ladies and gentlemen, we did it. I can't tell you how much this was a emotional roller coaster for your boy, because I went from being super convinced, after me trying these 2 other methods and just being like, congratulations, you suck. You got wrecked. But alas, we finally tore her down. Now, onto the guide portion of the video. I don't even want to call this a guide, because it's just the worst guide ever. Not because I can't redeem it, just because of how many things you guys need to get in line in order for this to be for you to be eligible for this. And I'm sure there's some wiggle room. You can make up the difference with more shrooms. And a lesser powered gun, maybe? I don't know. I mean, yeah, I think that would work. Just with Red Napalm's fight, it's built around the premise of the lower her health, the more you are at a disadvantage. So there's no place to hide at a certain point, which is why the ending there is always pretty sketchy, because we got her down so low that we're just basically trying to survive for that last 2 seconds and trying not to get shot once. Also, she does such an ungodly amount of damage that we're just kind of like, let's hope for the best. Let's hope she doesn't wing me once, because I think there was a moment where she actually shoots me once, and I get down to quarter health, and I'm like, oh, okay, oh God. So again, if you want to tear down the Forcemen, the best advice I could give you is you need an ungodly amount of damage. Right now, we're rocking 2 barbarians, which took me a long time to attain, which is adding up to 40 damage whenever we wield 2-handed weapons, which the Kamasa is one of. We are also rocking a 4-leaf Flover Decal, which gives us 20% crit chance, which is great for the Kamasa and just any weapon that fires quickly. As well as we are rocking something that I got a couple weeks ago, which I forgot to tell you guys about because I forgot we got this lucky, but it was the Joker. The Joker, I believe, gives you, it's basically like tank, which gives you extra HP and 15, I think, extra damage or attack. which is nice because that's across the board. It's not just specialized to this or that. And I do believe it gives you more rage gain. So it's just kind of a weird decal. It's kind of like it's like a 1 decal for the price of 3 kind of rage decals and tank decals and attack decals. So it's pretty damn good. But also, one thing I am not doing here is I did not have the heart to take away my treasure hunter, because if I can't do it whilst quickly going back and forth and through levels, then I don't want to do it. So I want my treasure hunter equipped. So yeah, I do have another plus 20 crit chance decal, like a 4-leaf clover or whatever it's called, to put on my character, which probably would have helped our damage dealing. And maybe when we go to kill Black Thunder on Nightmare, maybe we'll need to do that. But for the time being, I'm hoping that we can get by with Black Thunder with just waiting for his attack phase and melting him that way, although I am not sure. We shall see. That is the next objective for us, although we do have to make a couple videos on Red Napalm's gun, because it's been a while, but that doesn't matter. If anything, that just means I gotta soak it in more to use it. You know, we may make 2 or 3 videos on this because it took so long to get. Regardless, again, there's thousands of videos on it, and I've already explained in previous Red Napalm attempts what the shrooms are doing. In this instance, we have, which is weird, you actually can use, I think, 1 golden shroom in Red Napalm's fight, or maybe endless. Maybe it's just Black Thunder where they finally crack down and they're like, nope, you gotta use nothing, basically. But no, I used a golden ammo shroom, which was not necessary. And the last time I killed him, I just used 2 normal shrooms for unlimited ammo. That worked. And yeah, the premise is that you pop a second life shroom for safety, you eat 2 damage shrooms, and then you eat your invisibility shroom, and then you eat your unlimited ammunition shroom, because by the time your invisibility activates, it takes a couple seconds, so you're gonna have enough time to eat your other shroom and get going. And then I always had a cat eye, just because I felt like that was the nice, because when you go to fight Red Napalm next, in the next kind of run at her, she's invisible, which, what do you call it? I always find with the invisibility thing, or the slowdown time thing, I could always see her a little bit better in that instance. But if you don't have that luxury, then of course just make up the difference that way, with just using 2 invisibility shrooms or 2 cat eyes. They both don't matter. They're both just really good. There's also plenty of videos that we've also made talking about how you farm for those specific mushrooms and stuff like that. So yes, regardless, ladies and gentlemen, this has been again. I'm recording this at night while I'm pretty sleepy, but man, it was a whole thing, man. Mother of God. Regardless, I'm sorry for this not being the most guidey thing ever. Again, you just basically follow in my footsteps, and again, we're attaining unlimited ammunition. We also have a +9 Kamas, and again, that was the other thing I was kind of trying to talk about when I was talking about the decals, but then I went off on a tangent. The barrier to entry for this is like unreasonable to be able to call this a guide to me. Like again, when I made the white steel guide, it was like, hey, you need to level up this weapon to +4. Not even like maxed out. You need to bring it to +5. Not even to +4. I think it was +2. You need to bring up the rake to +2, and you need to get like 2 decals, and you just need to time it properly, and boom, bam. You also could compensate with a sword if you want the other way. Boom, bam. There's these 2 methods to do this, right? This method, it's just like you need an unrealistic amount of damage, to the point where like you just need to grind for decals. That's one aspect of it. The other thing is that you do need to grind heavily, or just get lucky with daily rewards. In terms of getting like what do you call it, golden medal types and stuff like that, to level up your weapon like +9 or whatever. So yeah, to me it's just like, it's such a high barrier to entry that I'm just like, I don't even know if this should be called a guide, because it's just kind of unreasonable how much you need to do in order to be able to do this one thing. But again, maybe I just didn't do those other methods properly. Again, I would love to know what I did wrong in those ones. If I had a bad role of a fighter, like a dexterity class or a striker or whatever I was using in the moment. I did use the appropriate one for the appropriate method, just in case you were wondering. Yeah, maybe if I didn't have enough, but it's weird, because again, I've seen videos that show people using a +4 bowling crusher, and I used a +5 bowling crusher that was a TDM equivalent, so it must have been better, and I had, I think, the appropriate decals to even out the damage. So yeah, I don't know. Regardless, ladies and gentlemen, let's not end it on just me you sprouting off nonsense. Thank you for hearing me out. Thank you for being along on this journey with me, and thank you for putting up with me taking my sweet damn time. But with that being said, again, I don't know how I could have sped it up, my luck is terrible. You guys know this, and I was trying to make a guide that was reasonable. And beforehand, all the methods like, hey, you just need to get the lightning wand up to +4 and you can accomplish this. But I guess there was more stuff there than I thought, even though, again, I did all the decal stuff. I did all the, you know. So who knows? Who knows? Regardless, this is a pretty hard bar to clear for most. I mean, I guess that's not even most people. You just need to put your head down and grind away. And again, I think if you have the idea of you need to constantly keep grinding whenever you have a second for decals. It's unfortunate, yeah. And even then, I'm not sure if you're gonna get much because they keep flushing the loot pool of decals to make it so that you get a bunch of build shit that you don't want and none of the damage ones you need. And then the other one is that you need to level your weapons to +9, which basically requires you to be way up in Tengeku. And yeah, which is a place where most people who already have like Red Napalm's gun are, and it's just a weird thing. Again, it's just my perception is that it's not a guide that I can stand beside, you know, about it being like, here's this insane stuff that you need to clear in order to be eligible to do this. It's not a pill that I want to offer you guys, you know. That's a hard pill to swallow, so to speak, so I don't want that. But anyways, regardless, I'm rambling and being frustrating. Thank you so much for your time. I cannot wait to show you guys the armor that we got, as well as the weapon. I've been waiting to play with this weapon for a long time. Red Napalm, it seems like just a weird-ass thing that constantly keeps shifting, and it's probably going to be aggravating, but once you master it, I bit my tongue, when you master it, you probably can see the heavens themselves, and maybe even tear them down. Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you so much for your time. Thank you, and goodbye. Also, if you like and favorite the video, I just think you're wonderful. Just a side thing, if you're one of those people, you're beautiful. Love you. Bye.